Hi, my name is Dr. Rayshawn Ray, aiming to speak truth to power, and this is my daily thought. Support your friends' dreams like you support the dreams of those celebrities or reality stars that you don't know. So, what I mean by that is that currently we are in the middle of a social movement, and people are trying to figure out how they can contribute. And one of the ways that people have figured out that they can contribute, or at least get their voice out, or the things that are in their minds and on their chest and hearts out, is to speak and to create a vlog like I'm doing here, or a podcast. And so I just want to highlight a few of the things that I listen to. People are always asking me what I listen to. And around the holidays, I think it's very important to be thankful. And I'm thankful for, first, the people who over the past 6 months have watched one of my vlogs, who have posted one of my vlogs, who have shared one of my vlogs. Of course, you can find these vlogs on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and doing this type of thing is difficult for me unless I'm actually thanking people for what they've done. And so I appreciate the support. I'm glad that it's resonating with people. I hope that that is getting people to think that conversations matter, and that Black lives matter, and that books matter, and that the information that we give off, or the vibes we give off, or the things that we do matter. And so part of being thankful is supporting people who have really supported me in many ways. And I just want to highlight a few of those things. The first one, I want to give a shout out to the Young OGs podcast. That's the OG, or the Young OG, letters OG podcast. It's actually a group of my friends from college who have went on to be extremely successful in the different things that they're doing in their own respective fields, whether it be in engineering and banking, in law, in music, in business. And they came together to form the Young OGs podcast, to just share information about what young Black men are thinking about in society as it relates to everything from politics to race to pop culture. They've had me on a few times. It's just an extremely well done podcast. I mean, it's just to the max. I mean, Topher White, I mean, who does it? I mean, he is just extraordinary with it. OG Keys, I mean, from putting it together, I mean, and the other guests that are on the show, from Billy to Mike, to Derek. I mean, the show is just an amazing show. And what I want to highlight for this particular holiday season is they do these brackets. So like, if you do NCAA brackets, you'll see that you put your bracket together and see if you win. And they've done these neat brackets that I think people will enjoy over the holidays, from top 50 or top 50 Black sitcoms, and you have to rank them. They compete against each other. The sitcoms compete against each other. They did the same thing for Black movies. They did the same thing for top hip hop producers. And it's just exciting to watch them do this. All of these shows have been on there. They're currently in their 13th show. You can definitely follow their podcast on SoundCloud, on Facebook, on Google Play, on iTunes. I mean, they are just all over the place. I mean, it's literally blowing up. Definitely check it out, but definitely get one of those brackets. I'll make those available to you all as well through my social media platforms. It's just exciting. My family is going to play them, play the brackets over the holidays for the top Black sitcoms, top Black movies, and top hip hop producers. It's pretty exciting. So shout out to them. They're doing a great job. Next, I want to give a shout out to Left of Black. I don't even know if I can even call it a vlog. I mean, it is so well done. I mean, it is literally a TV show that Dr. Mark Anthony Neal at Duke University host and has individuals on his show. I've been watching it for years. I mean, it's just extraordinary. Definitely check that out. I mean, it's so many rich things going on that particular show that you definitely have to check it out to get more in-depth information about the sort of things that are going on with academics around the country. Next, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Joseph Richardson at the University of Maryland, who has the Working Class Intellectual podcast, Working Class Intellectuals. And what this podcast does is that it gives an in-depth view of academics who grew up poor, working class. And it takes you behind the scenes of the work that they're doing, of the sort of things that you see them write, the sort of things that you see them talk about, and actually gives a behind the scenes view, a lengthy view of how they got there. So in many ways, I think about it like a social biography of scholars and of people doing various things in the community. And I think it's definitely a podcast you want to check out. Also want to give a shout out to Amanda Kemp, who has her racial justice her racial justice vlog. I mean, it's simply great to get these in-depth perspectives of the things that she's talking about, the things she's doing. And I mean, follow her on Twitter and other forms of social media, because I mean, the type of change she's making in the courts, I mean, it's just extraordinary. And the type of work that she's doing in the local community to kind of transform the way that people deal with their mental and emotional health, I mean, it's just extremely, extremely important. And finally, Timothy Hughes, who has Brother to Brother podcast, B, the number 2B, so B2P, started up this year. And I mean, it's just extraordinary to kind of get these in-depth views of the sort of things that are going on. So when people ask me what I'm listening to or what I'm watching, for the most part, these are the things that I'm listening to when I'm in my vehicle, when I'm in my office, when I'm exercising, that give me motivation. And so I appreciate all of them for the support. I appreciate you for the support. It's a lot of things that's happened this year that I think have made people pretty downtrodden about what's happening in society. And while many of us can never ignore that, I mean, in fact, around the holidays, unfortunately, people are going to be talking about racial injustice or sexism or classism or homophobia, and we can't avoid those sort of things. So if these sort of things don't come up at around the holidays for you, I mean, it really speaks to a level of privilege that you have that other people don't. Not saying you should apologize for that, but the point is that you should acknowledge that. And so these are podcasts and vlogs that I follow that help keep me motivated. And so for you, I really appreciate the support. We appreciate the support that you've been doing with the Daily Thought vlog. Follow it, like at Sociologist Ray. Pass along the vlogs. You can follow it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. And I just hope that you and your family have a happy holiday season. So as always, Black Lives Matter, or conversations matter like Black Lives in Books. And I hope that the things that I've shared will help your family engage in conversations over the holidays.